What do you think A is? This is tricky because a lot of times we get confused between A and B. So do you think the 2, is that 2A or B? B is B. You have to have a base in every exponential function. So if there's only one number, that's the base. So our base is 2. This is our base. Because it's 2, is that growth or decay? What'd you say? Yeah, it's growth. Now, we don't see an A value, but there is one right in front of the 2, but it's 1, which is why we don't include it. When A is 1, there is no change. It's just the same. No stretching, no compressing, no reflecting. H is in the denominator, but you flip the sign. So it's not a plus 3. It would be a minus 3, which will make the graph do what? Go down 3 or left 3? Left 3. And the superstar of an exponential function is K. K is -1. That's going to make the graph go down 1. And the reason why K is a superstar, that K value is going to be the answer for our range and our horizontal asymptote. Okay. So every exponential function has the same domain. All real numbers. Our range, because this is growth and because A is positive, it doesn't reflect, is K to infinity, which will be -1 to infinity. So you might want to write that rule that is K to infinity. That's what you're going to use for your range. That's why K is a superstar. And your horizontal asymptote, which is the invisible floor that the graph doesn't cross, that's always Y equals K, which in this example is Y equals -1. All right, let me zoom back out. Okay, so we're going to do a new formula today. In your notes, we're going to go to page 10. We're not going to graph because I didn't realize that the graph did not come out on our copy. So now, it's very similar to the formula we did on Friday, but we're adding something new, and that's the n value. That's what we're adding that's new. All right, so just like before, A is your ending value, ending amount, I should say. P is your starting amount. R is still your percentage, but you have to put that as a decimal. T is still time in years. And N is your compound frequency. So this is the new thing. So I'll give you a moment to copy that down. And then we will talk about the different N values. Compound frequency means how many times, we're on page 10, I think. How many times how many times will the bank give you interest? Which is really important. So the N values, I'm gonna go ahead and write them in the top corner. The first one you should know, if N equals 1, that means it's annually. Well, actually, maybe write that a different way. If it's annually, that means N equals 1. Which means that we use this formula, the same formula that we used on Friday. If it's annually, we don't include N. Okay, our other options would be semi-annually. Does anyone know if it's annually, that's half? How many halves do you have in a year? 2. If I were to take a stick and break it in half, I would have 2 pieces, right? So N is 2. The next one that we could have is quarterly. How many quarters are in a year? Same as the number of quarters in a dollar, right? N equals 4. Next could be monthly. How many months are in a year? 12. And then it could be weekly. This is where it gets a little tricky. Anybody know how many weeks are in a year? 52. 52 weeks in a year. And then our last one would be daily. Do we know how many days are in a year? Not a leap year, but a regular year. 365. These are your N values, and they're going to change for each question. So these are the numbers right here that we're going to put in this position. And again, we only include it if it's not annual. If it's annual, we don't need to worry about N at all. All right, any questions? Well, according to first period, this was really easy, so I think we're going to fly through. Okay. So we got Laura. Laura invested $4,800. So that is her starting amount. So all of this is going to be the same. The only thing that's different from question to question is N. So for parts A, B, C, and D, our starting amount is $4,800. The interest rate, 4.5% as a decimal, is that 0.45 or 0.045? What do you think? And if you don't know, divide that by 100. If you're trying to convert it, you would just take the percentage divided by 100. And if you take 4.5 divided by 100, you get 0.045. How much money will she have in 20 years? So T is 20. So the first one says annually, which means we're using the formula A equals P 1 plus R to the power of T. So we don't need to include the N value. So we're just typing that in our calculator. 4,800, parentheses, 1 plus 0.045, and it's to the power of 20. Go ahead, take a moment, type that in. And when we're talking about money, we go to the hundreds place. So you should get $11,576.23. All right. If you are not getting that answer, raise your hand. I will help you type it in. But everybody practice typing it in, making sure you get that. I did not take attendance first period. Do that at the end of class. Anybody need help typing it in? So for part B, N is quarterly. So if it says quarterly, what N value do we use when it's quarterly? What do we say N was when it's quarterly? 4. All right, so now you're going to still type it in, but it's a little bit more complicated. We're going to type in 4,800, 1 plus, put your fraction bar now, and it's 0.045 at the top. At the bottom is n. And then our exponent becomes n times 20. All right, go ahead and type that in. The answer you get should still be 11,000 and something. If you get an answer that's way more, then you typed it in wrong. .45 power of. All right, so this is what you should get. I'm going to show you my answer, and then if you don't get this answer, I will come around and help you. Technically, we round that up to 92 cents, but I'm not going to argue with somebody over a penny. 91, 92. Okay. All right, go ahead and do C. When it's C, it says weekly. What is my n value changing to now? How many weeks are in a year? 52. Go ahead and set it up again. Did you get it or not? Same situation. Now I'm going to keep writing it out, but you don't have to. 1 plus 0.045. And it's 52 down here and here. Go ahead and type that in. And again, notice that all your answers are like 11,000 and something. So if you type it in and it comes to like 85,000, then you typed in something wrong. Or if it drops down, then you did something wrong. All of your answers should be close together. Okay. Go ahead and set up monthly. And I'll come around and check our answers. So you see how whatever number you put here should be here. So that should be 52 here and 52 here. Okay, make sure you put the 6 up. All right, that's really good. I'm so glad it's an easy day. I was kind of worried about the calculator situation. But you all are doing amazing. Amazing. All right, this is what I got. So again, I want to see the cents. Don't round it to a whole number when we're talking about money. Also, you want to make sure you're reading the directions. It says round to the nearest cent. So you will lose half a point if you don't do that. All right, now let's go to number 2. Credit cards. So you got your first credit card. But this credit card has an interest rate of 22.62%, which if you divide that by 100, is 0.2262. So you maxed it out. So you're starting with a balance of $1,200. And if you don't make any payments for 1 year, so T equals 1, how much would you owe? So let's start off with A, semi-annually. If it's semi-annually, what's my end value? You're not sure, go back to the first page. That means we cut it in half. If I take a stick and I break it in half, how many pieces do I have now? 2, so N equals 2. Monthly, N equals 12. B, weekly, N is 52. C, D, quarterly, N is 4. So I'm going to work them out. I'm going to freeze my screen though. And I want you to see all your answers should be close together. And I will tell you that it should be between like 1450 and 1550. Okay, type it on in. Okay. When you have all your answers, raise your hand. I'll come check them. You got them all? Okay. Okay, so now it's to the part. Let me. Oops, I'm so sorry, y'all. All right, let me put the formula up over here so you don't have to keep flipping back. Okay, so the n value goes two places. These two numbers should be the same. Okay. Which one you doing first of all? You gotta do the fraction part. Turn it on upside down. So it's 1,200. Yeah, so you right. Yeah, that should be over n to the power of 12 n. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, times 1. That's how you should be typing it. Yeah. Yeah. My blood pressure was high yesterday. I ain't fussing at no kids, but I am gonna start calling home for the seniors. I got a lot this year. Oh, okay. After that, do the U try. Who haven't I checked? All right, after you do that one, I'm still coming around helping people. Do the U try. And then after I check those answers, you can start working on your homework. Don't forget, homework 1 is due today. I'm not going to show my answers because you all need to get the answers yourself. So again, when you get all of those answers, when you get the U try done, Homework 1 is due today. Homework 2 is due Thursday.